All right, here we go. So next thing we're going to is how do we make fins. Your fins are eventually going to go on the bottom of your rocket like this. They're the main thing that's going to keep it from going up straight or tumbling and going through the air like this. So they're a pretty important part, and we're going to figure out how do we make these guys. So in the last video, you cut your one bottle into some pieces. Okay, we should still have this bottle. I know we've said it a million times because it's really important. That doesn't have any holes or anything in it. This one's still sitting all by itself. Lonely, waiting for us to put some stuff on it. All right. One of the things you took off, though, that Mr. Chaplin showed you was this flat piece of plastic. If you did not watch that video, you should watch it. This is what I'm going to make my fins out of. Okay? And it's kind of up to you if you make 3 fins, if you make 4 fins, if you make 2 fins, whatever. That's kind of part of your decision making, but I'm going to show you how to make 3 right now, just kind of one at a time. So what I'm going to do is I've got this flat piece of plastic. I'm going to fold it in half. Not in half like this, but I'm gonna fold a piece of it in half. Okay, so if I want my fin to be this big, I'm gonna fold just that section in half. Okay, so I've got my piece of plastic. I'm folding kind of hard, and I've got it folded over like this. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the table. I'm gonna get a really good crease. Okay, now I am going to basically cut a triangle here. So I've got this, maybe I'll just cut this whole piece out. So I've got this folded in half. I'm going to cut this piece out. Okay, this is going to become one fin. Okay, so I've got this piece of plastic. It's folded over like this. All right, this part here we don't want to cut. This is my folded part. I don't want to cut this part. I'm going to cut kind of up this way. So if I were to take a Sharpie and show kind of how I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut, here's my folded edge, okay? I'm going to make a cut diagonally from the top of that, diagonally down to the opposite corner, okay? So I've got a rectangle here. This is my folded edge. I want to keep this. I'm going to cut this into a right triangle here. Okay, I'm going to use my scissors. Go straight on that line. Okay, I've got this. If I unfold it, it looks like a big triangle. Okay. All right, this is going to be my fin. So I need to figure out how do I attach this thing to a rocket. I'm going to make a tiny cut right here on the top. Maybe about 1 centimeter. I'm going to make a tiny cut here on the bottom, about the same size. Okay, here's my triangle. Turns out in making this cut was not important at all. You probably don't need to make that. But, you know, it's just a little extra airflow maybe. Okay, so I've got my cut here. That does matter. You need to make that one. That's on the top of my fin. Now I'm going to pretend, here's my cut. I'm going to pretend there's a dotted line all the way down here. And I'm going to fold on that dotted line out. Again, I'm going to kind of have to crease pretty hard. And then we do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, now I have got one fin that can be taped onto something. Okay, my goal, if I grab our completed rocket here, so this fin is going to go on our rocket, something like this. So I have these flat pieces that's going to go onto the rocket, and we're going to tape over those. Okay, you're going to make 3 of these, and it's kind of up to you to decide if you want them to go on flat like this. You'll notice this rocket, they're a little bit spread out, so you can tape them open a little bit. That's something we'll talk about a little bit later. But you're going to want to make sure you make at least 2 or 3 of these, but that's kind of part of your decision making, how many fins you want. So.